We are the flow. We are the ebb. We are the weavers. We are the web.
Hey Tubesters, so I wanted to come on here and make a quick video sharing with you my triple R ritual. Now this was inspired by a few things that I've learned over the years. Basically the 3 R's stand for release, recall, and recharge. They used to be, when I first learned them, they were 2 separate rituals. Not necessarily that I would do, but I learned. And then when I really started like implementing an evening routine, I decided to combine them together. And I know I've shared this before, but it was on my old channel, and or maybe it was on my old Facebook, I can't remember. But I know that I've shared this before. I don't have my original setup. I used to have, well, I still have it. It's in my altar at home. But I have a rock. I'm trying to remember where I got that rock. I don't remember. But I have this, it's not exactly round, but it's round-ish. I know that doesn't really explain it very well. But it's relatively round. And I have this milk glass bowl that is a little... It's got design, but I'm trying to think of how, I guess it's spiky on the bottom, and it's got 3 legs, and it's kind of got a scallop top on the edge. Anyway, and I filled it up with dirt. I'm trying to remember what kind. I think it was potting soil, but I also put like oh cool. Sorry, I just got a text. What was I saying? Crap, I just lost my train of thought. Ooh, it is getting kind of warm. Okay, I don't know why I put this hoodie on. I was already kind of warm. Anyway, what is that smell? I don't know. I don't know what my roommate did in here, but it don't smell good. I'm trying to fit. It almost has like a seafood or a rotten smell. I don't know what it is. I can't place it. Anyway, and I tried to spray it, but it didn't really seem to last for long. Point of the matter is, I wasn't able to bring that because it wouldn't travel well. I didn't want the bowl breaking, and I didn't want dirt spilling everywhere. So what I've done is, actually, I'll just tilt you down and show you. So I have this little setup, and I kind of did it more as like a sea witches. Whoops. Still trying to get used to this tripod, y'all. So I kind of did like a little sea witches get up. And these are just some like plastic trays. I doubled it so it'd be a little sturdier. And then I just put some of my sand in here, just kind of to follow the same concept where it's like it charges the rock. This is the rock. And I've already like blessed it and everything. And you don't have to. But basically what you can do is you can enchant your salt. I mean, not salt, your sand or your dirt or whatever. And the way I like to use sand is that sand is, I believe that it holds the property of transformation. And so and that's kind of what's going on when you're doing this ritual. You're taking all of your chi and filtering it, no, not filtering it. You're putting it into the rock, and then it disperses. Well, any chi that's not yours disperses and goes back to its original place. And then you call chi that you've dispersed throughout the day, and it comes into the rock. And then you call it back from the rock into your body, and it's supposed to like make you whole and complete everything. And so that's so the first step is release, and then the second part is recall, and then the last part is recharge, and I think you can kind of figure out how it's working out there. But the sand or dirt kind of helps connect it to the element of earth, which is all about strengthening, and also this is an earthing ritual to a certain extent. It's a little different than your typical earthing ritual, but it does kind of branch off from that. I think that's all I needed to say. I'm trying to think real quick. Yeah, so yeah, you just get yourself some type of bowl or a plate, or oh my god, goddess, that is ridiculous. you get yourself some type of bowl or plate, and you put, it can be dirt from your backyard. You can also just do salt. And it doesn't have to be a big stone. I like to do big stones because I like it to fill up my hand. This wasn't the original stone I got, but I didn't really connect with this original stone I got. I like this one better. And I was actually gonna like paint a word or something on this, but I like this much better as my triple R rock or whatever. I haven't come up with a better name just yet, so if you have any suggestions, just let me know. But yeah, so like my original one has some church dirt mix sprinkled in with the dirt to kind of keep it blessed and everything. And you can drop in goddess water and to charge it that way, or sprinkle herbs in with your mix. There's a lot that you can do with this to make it your own. You can drop in some Florida water. If you are more maybe Catholic in your practice, you can put in some y'all don't call it blessed water. What's it called? Holy water. And you can put that in there. You can also like write things on your stone if you want, or put some sigils or symbols on it to kind of give it some power if you want to do that as well. Yeah, and you can hold it while doing it in here if you want to do it like that. Or I always like to hold it, like hold the rock or stone by itself. And then I just let the sand or dirt be kind of like a charging place for the stone to keep it charged in its element, because they're really hardy and sturdy. But you know, if you keep on using them, sometimes they need a little pick-me-up themselves. So I'm going to flip you back up. What's this thing called? Tilt you back up. That's the word I was looking for. And I'm just going to share with you. So I like to follow the curvature, and so I put my thumb there, and I kind of hold it in like a prayer pose at heart center. With the one that I used to have, and it was rounded, I would cradle it in my hands, and I would always sit cross-legged and kind of just like rest my hands on my thighs and just let it like sit there. But this one, I'm gonna be sitting cross-legged. And that's just something I've always done. It's not necessarily something you have to do. Feel free to change it any way you want. You don't have to ask. I mean, if you want to, because you're wanting to like bounce ideas, that's fine. But you know, you don't have to ask. Just feel free and make it your own. But I'm going to say there's 3 types of incantations for the 3 stages of this ritual. And if you can't follow it, or the subtitles or whatever aren't working, that's fine. I'm going to write it all in the description box, so that way you can write it down in your Book of Mirrors or your witchy journal or Book of Shadows, Book of the Grass, whatever you call it, grimoire. And oh, okay. And where was I? Sorry, y'all, keep getting distracted. Anyway, so normally I like to close my eyes so I don't get distracted. And I'll just like take a deep breath. And then the first part is release. So the way I like to do this is with this little incantation. I release all chi not of my own. Return now unto your home. And then I just feel all of my aura, the chi, etc., kind of like vibrate and pulse through my body. So like up from my feet and down from my head, and it goes to my shoulders, through my arms, into the rock. And then it usually gets heavy, and it's getting heavier now. And then my body kind of gets a little limp and weak too, because it's got that stress out of its body. And you know, there's good stress, and there's also quote unquote bad stress. You know, anything that like is taxing or creates resistance is a form of stress. But just like exercising is good for the body, it's still a form of stress, but it's good. And arguments or toxic environments, those would be your unwanted, unnecessary stress. Once you feel that all of the chi that you possess currently is within the stone, you would move on to your well, actually, you would make sure that any of the chi that isn't yours has already left the stone. And sometimes you can visualize that just kind of like, I guess, like broken particles falling out of the stone, or flying up into the air, or whatever works for you. It could be streams of light. It doesn't really matter. But I try not to impose people's visualizations too much, so it gives you the opportunity to kind of like intuitively and organically go through the process. So I'm just going to give it a few more minutes to make sure, or a few more seconds rather, to make sure that all of it has filtered out. And sometimes I like to repeat the incantation just to keep me focused. I release all chi not of my own. Return now unto your home. And then when I'm ready, or like I feel that the stone's done what it's needed to, I move on to the recall portion. And I say, I call all chi that is mine. Return to me, complete the trine. And at this point, all the chi that you've given out by hugging people, speaking to others, doing your day-to-day lifestyle or work, touching doorknobs and other doors, and all those imprints that you've left come back to you. They've already done what they've needed to, and now they'll return, and they're going to, the incantation said to complete the trine, and the trine means the Trinity, so it's talking about mind, body, and soul. So your chi makes up your spirit. And so this is automatically already addressing spirit. So now we're just working on making our mind, body, and soul whole again, and not being so fragmented and dispersed. And like right now I'm feeling a tingling in my palms through the rock, and that's telling me that this is full and it's ready to disperse through me and recharge me. So now we're going to move to the final portion, which is just allowing it to recharge you. There's no incantation for this portion. You just allow it to go through your body, and when you feel that it's all of the chi is out of the stone and through your body, sometimes you'll get a tingling all throughout your body or in different parts of your body as the chi is moving to those parts. Like right now I'm feeling a tingling in the soles of my feet and a tingling to my head. It's all filling up my body and my aura, and in a sense reconstructing it. And I like to do it by like breathing in. I'm absorbing the chi through my palms and it's dispersing through my body, and then I just exhale and it just further disperses, and I just go through that breathing system. So the inhale pulls in the chi from the rock into the palms, and then the exhale releases it from the palms to the rest of the body. And then when I'm done, I just place the rock back in its resting, charging place, and then I go about my day. And this is something that has really helped me deal with any stress from the day, or when I'm feeling not frantic, but frazzled, or like I'm being pulled in multiple directions. That's definitely a time when you need to do this type of ritual. I usually prefer to do it every day, especially when I was working at Dollar General, because that was a very unnecessarily petty, stressful environment. I mean, there was like rumors started all the time about me, and like people, my manager was always trying to get me to either be fired or get me to quit, and just like really tried to make my life miserable. So I did this every day, but if that's not feasible, you don't feel you need to do it every day, or you just don't want to do it every day, that maybe you don't have time because you're really busy or whatever, you can just do it once a week or once a month. And yeah, I hope it works for you, and as always, abundant and eternal blessings.